All right, well, let's talk about KEC International. They bagged new orders worth around 1,200 crore rupees for the T&D projects in India and West Asia. To discuss these order wins, their business outlook as well, we're joined by Mr. Vimal Kejriwal, the Managing Director and CEO at KEC. Hi, Mr. Kejriwal. Good morning. Thanks a lot for joining in. Well, give us a few details. What was the total order inflows that we saw in Q4? And if you could tell us, for the year, it appears you have surpassed the guidance that you've given on order inflows. What was the number you're ending at?
So Nigel, I think Q4, if I'm not mistaken, we're around 6,000 crores of order intake. We are still L1 in some of them. People are saying we'll issue it on 31st. Let's hope that we do it. But anyway, we are very close to 25,000 crores. We are not surpassed the guidance in that sense because we are slightly below 25. Okay, we had said we'll do 25,000. And if you look at these orders, 55-60% is from transmission, and then civil, and then cables. I think that's the broad breakup of this particular order.
Okay, all right. And what about for the coming year? Since you're saying you're L1 in some positions, could you tell us, could you quantify the book at which you're L1? And for FY26, what kind of an order inflow are you looking at? What does this take your current order book first to?
So our order book plus L1 currently is around 38,000 crores. Okay. And it will go down slightly because we'll still have to factor in what would be the March revenues, etc. So I think broadly we'll end up around 37,000, including L1 for the year. That's our expectation. We expect to grow around 15% or so next year. So we're still working out an order intake target, but it will definitely be 30,000 crore plus.
34,000 crores plus. Okay. All right. I got that, Mr. Kejriwal. Great to have you on. Just going back, I mean, looking at the overall environment and how you're looking at the bidding pipeline ahead for this year, FY26. I mean, we've discussed this in the past that, you know, the margin profile didn't improve as much as you would have liked it to in Q3, but you've always been maintaining that FY26 and 27 will be much better from a margin expansion perspective. I mean, you've been talking about levels of maybe even 9%. So looking at the bidding intensity, the pipeline, are you still confident of getting to those levels?
So to me, what is happening is that bidding pipeline is definitely increasing. We've always been talking about around 140,000, 150,000 tender pipeline. Right now it's gone above that. It's almost 170,000, 175,000. A large part is driven by Middle East also, and also especially Saudi. Also, we are seeing water projects which were on hold getting sort of bid out. So some traction we are seeing on the water side also, which is why the bidding pipeline seems to have increased by 25,000 crores as compared to last time. Margins, I think we are pretty comfortable. We have given a guidance next year of 8 to 9%, and I think we are pretty hopeful of doing that because a large number of legacy projects are getting over or have got over in FY25. So I think 26 and 27 should definitely be better on the margin side.
Okay. Which of the segments, I mean, where you're likely to see maximum traction? Of course, I mean, the last couple of orders, you've managed several orders from the Middle East as well. In India, I mean, in all our past conversations, you've been telling us that obviously the T&D segment has been doing well. Railways was weak. So now, as you sort of look forward to this year, let's say talk about the next 4 to 5 months at least, which segments will drive the order book growth?
So primarily it will still be T&D. Even this year, out of our order intake of roughly 25,000, 72% is T&D. And if you look at that number itself, T&D, almost 60% is international and 40 is India. So although, you know, we understand India T&D much more and we track it much more, I'm just generally saying that T&D international also is doing very, very well. So T&D will clearly drive. Second piece will be civil, which was a bit, I'll say, low this year on order intake. We do expect that to I'll say go up significantly, especially driven by residential and the water piece. And we're still seeing a lot of traction happening on the metals, mining, etc. So most of our orders in industrial have been on the steel side. Okay, so I think these are the three areas which we see driving our order book next year. Or sorry, FY26.
Okay, so T&D remains the primary workhorse.
Yes.
Metals and
yes.
mining. And also civil construction opportunities with real estate seeing hectic activity. Got that. Yes. Final question, sir. Again, and this is coming from the past where you spoke about labor issues that were sort of becoming a bit of a challenge to deal with. Has that sorted out?
So let me put it this way. It is sorted out, but we are trying unconventional means, etc., which were not been like, we were never using labor aggregators, contractors like that. So we have started using them. Obviously, the mechanization has picked up a lot. So we are trying to see how do we sort of optimize the need for labor. It's improving. I'll say it's slightly better than the last quarter.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you very much, sir, for joining in. We'll, of course, connect again once the Q4 numbers are out, and we'll have more questions for you. But thank you very much for joining in this morning. That is KEC International with, sort of an update on their order book. They're saying 25,000 crores was the target, maybe just slightly shy of that. That's how they will be closing out FY25. Let's move on and get you our special segment.